Hello everyone, so this is the instructional video on how to use a scale. Alright, so this is our scale and it's got 3 different weights on it. The weight in the back is a 10-gram weight, this is a 100-gram weight, and this is a single gram weight. At no point in our class should we ever be using the 100-gram weight. If we're using a 100-gram weight, then something's probably wrong with the block of wood that you have. Now, to start off, we always have to make sure that the scale is at zeros, and then we have to make sure it's what's called tared out. And what tared out means is if you take a look at the white line on the scale, it should line up with the white line on the zero. So I'm going to try to zoom in there so you can see. Okay. And mine's a little bit off, just a tad, but not enough for me to make a change to it. Now, if you're ever like way off, let's say it's like that or it's like way underneath, just come to me and I will tear it out for you. You don't have to tear it yourself. So what we need to do now is once we have everything squared away and everything's at zero and we are tared out, what we're going to do is we're going to take our block of wood. So now that you're done cutting out your block of wood on the machines, your job is to find out how much this block of wood weighs. So with everything tared out, you'll put it onto the scale and the scale will immediately move up. See how the line is all the way at the top? And our job is to adjust these weights so that the scale gets back to zero again. And once we adjust the weights, it'll basically be telling us how much our block of wood weighs on the scale. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move the 10-gram weight over first. I don't want to do the single gram weight. And again, I don't want to do the 100-gram weight ever. So just going to do the 10-gram weight to start off. And here's how it goes. It's pretty simple. You'll see these little notches, okay, in the scale. There's a little like hook inside the weight that kind of like sits into the notch. And that's exactly how you know you are going to be exactly at 10 grams or 20 grams, 30 grams, and so on and so forth. So we got to wait to listen for the notch or where you can actually feel it click in. But for this demonstration, we'll probably be able to hear it. So here we go. So I'm going to bring it to 10. And you should have heard it go click. And the scale is still up. So that means it's the weight is lighter than the block of wood. So the block of wood is heavier than 10 grams. So I'm going to go to 20 grams. You can definitely hear it on that one. And what you also notice is that the scale went below the zero. So that means 20 grams is heavier than the block of wood. Block of wood's lighter than 20 grams. So I'll move it back to 10 grams. Get it back all the way up. And now I got to move my single. So what I'll do is I'll move that to 5. Let's get it in the middle first. Once it's at 5, and there's a little tiny arrow on it. Once it's at 5, I'll see if my scale went down, and it did not. So that means it's got to be heavier than 15 grams. So I'll go to 17.5, which is about the middle. And it still hasn't moved down. So I'm going to go now to 19. Let's go to 19. Let's see what happens at 19. And it moved. So now we just got to go maybe 19.5. It looks like it's just a little bit more than 19 grams. And as you can see, the lines are matched. This block of wood that is on my scale weighs 19.5 grams. So our car weighs 19.5 grams. Now it's your job to find out how much your car weighs. And this is the instructional video on how to use scale.